The Mexican president-elect says he is expecting an agreement with the U.S. in the coming days. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador made the announcement today during bilateral talks between Mexico and the U.S. Canada is not part of these discussions. Ottawa says it's not unusual for two-party talks to take place. Ministers from all three countries are expected to meet next week. For more on this development, Moshe Lander, economics professor at Concordia University, joins us. Moshe, Mexico says there will be an agreement in days. Is it unusual for two partners of a three-party deal to make an announcement like this?
To make the announcement, this is shocking. The fact that they might have little side talks or backroom discussions between two countries or informal discussions, that's pretty common. That's a way to try and find common ground when negotiating with a third. But to make an announcement that a NAFTA deal is imminent, within the last 24 hours, we heard that Canada was shut out of talks when they were asking to get in. That's unbelievable.
All right, so does this or will this put pressure on Canada to come to its own quick agreement to get this trilateral deal done?
Yeah, unless we're missing something, unless there was somehow already some framework agreement between Canada and the U.S. and this was kind of the final nail to complete the deal. But I don't think that's the case. Donald Trump is not quiet about announcing his intentions, announcing plans, and giving away things before they actually happen. So the fact that we haven't heard about it probably means that Canada is going to have a gun put to its head with you make a deal now, or you could quickly find yourself on the wrong side of the deal. And
can the U.S. do that? Can the U.S. lock Canada out of an agreement and just go to a bilateral agreement with Mexico?
You know what? I don't even know anymore. The Trump administration breaks so many rules here and there. They just stomp over conventional norms that I don't even know what's reality. In the past, trade agreements would have to be approved by the U.S. Congress, and really, trade is theirs to negotiate. So the fact that somehow this is going to be able to be just a deal that's announced, I don't think that's going to be what actually happens. I think there's still a lot more of this circle that needs to be squared. And I think what we're going to see is some sort of general announcement that an agreement in principle without a lot of the details filled in. That usually seems to be what Trump wants. He wants the headline, but he's not the details guy.
Moshe, let me ask you, when you take a look back, who had more to work out with the U.S.? Was it Mexico or was it Canada?
The issue that Donald Trump has with Canada continues to be the dairy farmers, and it continues to be the auto, the steel and stuff that goes underneath that. With Mexico, the big negotiating tactic is the wall and security. And so there's a great room for compromise here between Trump and the president-elect in Mexico, who's a left-wing, slightly less populist version, where they can find some sort of way to negotiate no wall for now in exchange for major concessions on auto parts or other parts of the NAFTA deal. And both sides can go back to their bases and say that they won.
Yeah, that wall, of course, we know has been key. All right, Moshe Lander, got to leave it there, but thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.